How can you see a young child that is not grown up yet? How do you even have erection?
Not fully matured.
What they are doing is unlawful under the Marriage Act. However, under Islamic law and customary law in the north, it's allowed. It's Sharia. And once they get the consent of the parents of that girl,
that's all.
You can move on with the marriage.
So that means it has nothing to do with the religion.
It has something to do with the custom.
Hello everybody, hope you're feeling fine. Hello everybody, hope you're feeling, hope you're feeling fine. Hello ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're viewing me from and wherever you're hearing me from. My name remains Oyedeji and I am your host on drum rolls. BBL, you're so amazing, Ladies and gentlemen, before we start, let's begin with a quick prayer, shall we? Father Lord, bless my mouth, bless the mouth of my guests, bless Lagos, bless Nigeria, bless Berlin, bless Germany, to top it all, bless BBL show, baby. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you a story. There was a father that had a child. The child was 12 years of age. And this man was owing another man a huge amount of money. Then this other man said, since you can't pay, if you can't pay in cash, then you pay in kind. Then this father asked, how can I pay in kind? He said, you have a beautiful daughter. Give her to me. Let me marry her. Then this man shouted, she's your child. She's just a small girl. Then the other man said, you know what, let's give them a name. Debtor and debtee. So you'll be able to differentiate the debtor and the debtee. By the debtor, I'm talking about the man who is owing. And the debtee is the man that is being owed. So this debtor could not pay the debtee. Then the debtee said, if you cannot pay in cash, pay in kind. You have a young, fresh-blooded, beautiful daughter that I can marry. Bring her to me. Let me marry her. Then the debtor said, she's just a small girl. She's your child. You were there when we gave birth to her. Then the debtee said, that one is back in the days. As long as the child is not mine, I can marry her. It's either I marry your daughter or you pay up. And this man couldn't pay up, so he had no choice than to give his daughter's hand in marriage. Ladies and gentlemen, the daughter was 12 years of age at the time. Today, we are going to be talking about teenage marriage. I am actually very happy that I get to talk about this topic because this is very rampant to heutigen Tagen. And by heutigen Tagen, I mean nowadays. And I'm not doing this alone. I'm doing this with a smart woman. Wait, let me rephrase. You see, when you take your time to go to school, primary school, secondary school, then you go to university, and you go and turn yourself to the law. When they are speaking about you, when they are talking about you, they have to put the law or they put barrister. You know, when you are a doctor, they have to put Dr. Doctor. In this situation, I have barrister Folashade in the building with me, and my body is doing me. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands. Are you guys ready? Put your hands together for barrister Folashade. It's not easy to be a barrister. Before you know it, now you are being a judge. From barrister to becoming.
I tell you,
your
it's not a day job.
It's not easy. Thank you very much for being here today.
Thank you.
Let me ask you a question. What do you think about that story?
First, it's a touching story because that child has not even developed to the age of knowing what marriage contains, to the extent of the debtee giving the hands in marriage to him. Number one, under the Marriage Act, there is a marriageable age, which is 21 years old.
21 years.
21
So wait,
years
please, let me
old.
cut you short. All those things happening in the north, where you see a 10-year-old getting married, being filmed, being posted on social media, it's a punishable act under the law, or is it allowed in some states? Because if it's a general law and under the law, the foreseeable age to get married is age 21, how is it possible that in the north, they have not just the nerves, they have the liver, and fear of God cannot be present for you to want to get married to a 10-year-old that is not fully ripe, fully mature? Trust me, do you understand?
Yeah.
So which means it is punishable under the law.
What they are doing is unlawful under the Marriage Act. However, under Islamic law and customary law in the north, it's allowed. It's Sharia. And once they get the consent of the parents of that girl, you can move on with the marriage. But under statutory law, the courts, it is not proper. It is illegal. It is until that girl is 21 years old. Even when she's 21, she has to get the consent of her parents. So in the north, once they get the consent of the parents, they give them cows. Allegedly, you can give the girl out.
So you sell your child for cow? Like you are going to do exchange, you collect cow, give them your daughter.
It's their custom. Even in Yoruba custom, in the olden days, you see people get married very early. They see it as customary. It is custom. But according to the Marriage Act, it is 21 years old, which makes it unlawful. And any child that gets married under the age of 21, it's a crime. It is unlawful. It is illegal. It is prohibited. Except there is a consent. And the child is fully aware of what he's doing. But which child will be aware of what he or she is doing at that age? So in all, it's not proper. Even at a grown age, when you're grown, you still don't understand the precepts of marriage until you go deep into it. Not to talk of you putting a child into that. Will we say it's for the sexual benefits?
They can enjoy it, because trust me, intercourse, even within grown up, I'm going to talk from experience here. When they say speaking from experience, it's not just a slip of tongue, it's the fact. You can only speak better when you can speak from experience. And experience doesn't just happen in a day. It's called experience for a reason. You have to live it, feel it, go through it. Do you understand? So there is no experience that a 15-year-old, 18-year-old, even if they decide to be having intercourse every day, they still cannot get that experience, because the experience doesn't come from you having the intercourse. It is you experiencing it. Do you understand? Like, for some grown-up, for some adults, they might clock age 40 before they can even unlock that their body feature. Do you understand? So there is no experience that a 10-year-old, a 15-year-old, a 25-year-old self, because it's not something you will just get overnight. Do you understand?
So those kind of girls, it's like rape.
To them.
But to the person doing it is beneficiary, because he would enjoy it.
What are they enjoying there?
It's questionable. How can you see a young child that is not grown up yet?
Not fully matured.
How do you even have erection?
Not fully matured.
So
imagine you will see the chest of those teenagers. It's just going to look like Agbalumo is even big. It will be smaller than Agbalumo. It's just like the Koro.
Yeah, it's so rampant in the north. They don't even look at grown-ups. They marry 2, 3, 4 just to get sexual pleasure.
Isn't intercourse about touch,
communal,
feel? Do you understand? Because if it's just one-sided enjoyment, there is no enjoyment.
There is no enjoyment.
The more your partner is enjoying it, the more you yourself will enjoy it. So what do you now want to say about a 10-year-old that has no idea about intercourse? What is there for her to enjoy?
Do you now know that the law protects them in a way?
How?
It says that marriage is void or voidable. In the sense that if that child comes of age, she could file a proceedings in court, a petition that during the times of marriage, I wasn't aware. I don't know what I was going into. It was just, it was due duress, fraud, misrepresentation. I never knew what I was doing. My parents forced me there. So I want the court to dissolve this marriage because it is a voidable marriage, or it is a void marriage. Meaning that from inception, there was, I didn't give my consent to this marriage.
And at the point when this child does that, does the marriage just get dissolved? Does she get any compensation? Because if something like this happened in Germany, it can never even happen. What am I even saying? It can never even happen in Germany because you cannot even look at an underage too much. You get sued for that.
I tell you.
I'm just talking about look. I'm not even talking about touch. Oh, you are playing with an underage too much. You get sued for that because why are you playing too much with the child? And you cannot even have a conversation with an underage without the guardian or the parents being available, being present. Do you understand what I'm saying? So now in Nigeria, we know the system is different. Yeah. If this child gets of age, files for divorce, can she sue the husband, sue the father, sue all the marriage attendees, all the people that attended their wedding, sue them? Like, is there something like that in place for...
She can sue the husband.
Okay.
Those ones are just witnesses to the marriage. If she wants to sue, it's at her own will, it's at her own discretion.
Okay.
But the punishment there is 5 years imprisonment.
For marrying an underage?
For marrying an underage without a consent. Yes. Because it is said to be under duress or fraud. Okay. Because the child was not aware. And even if she was aware, she might even think they are doing celebration for her. Let's say Quranic Walimot celebration. She doesn't even understand the whole consent. Now there is 5 years imprisonment. And she can also ask for maintenance. Okay, what is that maintenance? It's financial maintenance. It's going to be paying so amount to her account. And then they will render that marriage void. Meaning that marriage did not even exist in the first place. So she can remarry. But it is hard for that marriage to not exist. Because you're talking about what that is on the paper. What about all the things that has gone like... You can always start life over, you know? Even people that are married, that got divorced and started over again, you can start over. But there will be emotional trauma for that child growing up because that child is exposed to what she is not supposed to at the early age. Like, we have to embrace letting children be children. Exactly. This is not even just for marriage now. Take for instance here, let's leave marriage to the side here. I just want to, this is just by the way, I just want to quickly talk about parents letting children be children. We should not force them into early marriage. And not just that. Some kids, some parents are putting them in the position of an adult already when they are still children. For instance, fixing lace wig for a 6-month-old, for a 5-year-old. It's uncalled for. I do Didi for my children takes Didi to school. Didi Aladimole. Well, that's the only one I know how to make. But then that's what they take to school. You might even see them just on cornrows on their birthday because those are kiddies' hairstyle. We have to let children enjoy them being children because being a child is just a short period. Very short. You have all your whole life being an adult. So now imagine when we are now putting a 10-year-old in the shoe of a 35-year-old. Now, we have already robbed that child of her childhood that she cannot get back. That is why you see most adults acting like children because they robbed them of their childhood. They started making tough decisions at early age. They jumped into adulthood when they are still supposed to be a child. And that will not just tell on the child in the future, it's gonna tell in our society because we can only have +1, not -1. Exactly. So now imagine marriage as a teenager. It is totally uncalled for because they cannot be ripe. What about the medical conditions? Thank you. When she wants to give birth, there are so many dangers attached to it. Because I am not a medical doctor, but I feel she's not yet mature for that age. Pregnancy comes with a lot of things, a lot of trauma. Yes. First trimester, second trimester, third trimester. And you're putting a child under that weight. When a child is giving birth to a child. You can imagine. So that's torture. That's... It should really be punishable under the act. It is punishable, and I feel that more punishment should even be given to it. But what do we say when custom and religion allows it in the north? No, wait. Islamic religion allows a 10-year-old to get married. I won't say Islamic religion allows a 10-year-old to get married. It is their culture in the north. So that means it has nothing to do with the religion. It has something to do with the custom.
So
You know,
wait,
religion
so
is
custom is
different from
above law?
custom.
Is custom above law?
No.
But
Custom is not above law.
But
you know, they contradict each other. They juxtapose. Custom is our way of life, our way of dressing, eating, way of marriage, way of doing our whole life, right? But then, when you look at the cultures in the north, they are used to marrying younger ones. They are used to getting married to 2-3 wives. They are used to rearing of cows. They are not used to traveling. They don't travel abroad. Most of them don't like traveling abroad. They like being around.
Here,
That is their custom.
because here can accommodate all these non-entities. No, really, you want to get married to a 16-year-old in Germany. You gonna be
For
jailed.
where?
You gonna be jailed.
For where?
You gonna be jailed. I heard the situation of one teacher that was locked up in Germany. She was having an affair with a 14-year-old, her student. And the affair lasted for 2 years. The parents didn't know about it. In this situation, it was a female teacher and a male student. Then the boy said his love. He said he loves his teacher. There is no how you can love your teacher. They call this, is it called imposter syndrome, or what do they call this thing? There is this syndrome. They used to call, oh God, I have to look for what is it called? You will think you are in love with your kidnapper.
The child is under duress.
You are not in love. You are in lust. This 14-year-old boy, the relationship lasted for 2 years. Well, the woman was jailed. Definitely she's going to be jailed. She will be jailed.
Because the child is exposed to what he's not supposed to be exposed to at that time.
We have to help our children be children. This is not 1988. It's not 1960. This is 2026. 2000.
So what do we say of the South here? When 16-year-old girls, 18-year-old girls are already attaining to be an adult like you. They want to have the wig you have. They want to have the dress you have. They can do anything to get what they want.
You have to hold their mentor responsible for it. You see, when you don't have contentment, it is written in the Bible. See, last week Sunday when I went to church, pastor was preaching about finances, how we manage our finance. He said a whole lot of people cannot manage their finance because they are not contented.
True.
Do you understand?
Sure.
Because what is a 16-year-old wanting an iPhone 17 Pro Max for? There are difference between what you want and what you need. What you want should not supersede what you need.
Exactly.
If you don't need it, you don't want it. If you don't need it, you shouldn't want it. Teenage marriage is a want, not a need.
A need, yeah.
It is not important.
It's not.
There are a whole lot of adult women
That are single.
in their 40s. Do you understand? That they have nutrients, they have juice, they have drip, they could get wet, they could even squirt, they could do whatever. If you want to hang their leg up there, they know what to say.
Exactly.
They know how to come correct. They will meet you in the middle.
Exactly.
But you have to do all the work when you're married to a 10-year-old because, okay, what do they want to know?
Nothing.
And at that point,
Gosh.
you're already stealing away that child's
Growth.
future.
Yes.
Do you understand? Because there's no how you want to tell. Yes.
Yes. Everything about that child is spoiled. It's
At the
destroyed.
tender age, we have to learn to let our children be children. I cannot understand a 12-year-old fixing long nails. For what? That is another story for another day. See, we've spoken about teenage marriage. Now, let's talk about adult marriage. Like, what are the things to watch out for according to the law before getting married?
At first, like I said, it is so certain that you have to be 21 years old before you get married. That is already settled. And then you have to ensure that the person you're getting married to is not married to another person.
First.
Yes. Because that makes that marriage void.
Wait, I don't understand. If the person I want to get married to is married to another person, can't he marry me? Under the law, can you marry 2-3 people?
You can't.
Okay, you can only marry one.
You can only marry one. It's
So
not an
wait.
excuse for you that you don't know that he's married. If his wife files a divorce that he's married to me, and the date on the marriage certificate shows that you got married to her first, then you are out.
Okay.
That makes that marriage void.
that makes that marriage void because you are only allowed
To marry.
one man,
Yes.
one woman
Yes.
under the law.
Under the law.
You cannot do two.
You can't do two. If you commit adultery, 5 years imprisonment. You sweet Yavi. Adultery is in both ways, oh.
Don't
5
worry,
years
me I will come
imprisonment.
correct. Me I will come, let him go for that 5 years. 5 years.
5 years imprisonment.
So wait, small adultery like this, they just give my spouse 5 years.
5 years. However, you know there's always an exception to the law.
That's the problem I have with the law.
Yes.
There is no, you know they used to say it's not who is right, it's who has the loudest voice.
I tell you,
like that
tell
phrase,
you.
yeah.
There is something called condonation and connivance.
Now you have to explain that.
Condonation is when you catch your spouse who have committed adultery, and you said, "Oh, baby, I know
forgive you.
I forgive you." Ma binu,
Is that punishable under the law?
No.
I thought that would be punishable.
No,
We
it's
need
not.
to be punished
That's
a lot
what
of
I'm
women
saying.
for that.
That's condonation. I have already condoned you because the Marriage Act wants marriage. There is no law in Nigeria that wants marriage to stay as much as the Marriage Act. Before you can get divorced, you do like this.
It takes a lot.
When you get divorce proceedings, you will first get decree-nacy, which is called the first line of divorce.
Okay.
3 months after that
Don't come there
decree-nacy.
first. Don't come there. Still leave the decree-nacy.
Okay.
Start with what are the things that we have to do before getting married?
Okay. Like I said, marriageable age. Then you have to ensure that that person is not married to another person. You have to go to the marriage registry, a registered marriage registry, just like Ikoyi. But there is a mistake people make. They all go to Ikoyi. You can marry anywhere, any local government in your area that has a marriage registry. You can marry.
Married, you must not be. But some people go to that Ikoyi just for photo.
When you're getting married, there has to be 2 witnesses. It can be anybody. It doesn't necessarily need to be your parents.
Anybody
Can be your witness.
Okay.
Then you swear to an affidavit that I'm single. Affidavit of bachelorhood, affidavit of spinsterhood.
So if there is any man that is married before, any woman that is married before, that person can be sued.
Yes. Because you are making a false statement. You're making a false oath under the law.
Yeah, and that is punishable under
That is punishable.
Okay.
You understand? So now you've done your affidavit, you've done your background checks that he's not married to someone, though you cannot confirm, you can't be certain he's not married to someone else. You have to submit some documents, your NIN, every document that shows that you are a Nigerian, right? Then the registrar of marriage, there's someone called the registrar of marriage. He will enter it into the registrar book and paste it at his office for 3 months. That 3 months of pasting is to see if there will be any objection from an outsider that this marriage should not hold.
Okay.
So if there is no objection in 3 months, they will give you a date for marriage and then the marriage will be conducted.
Okay.
So you have a date for marriage and everything you need for that marriage is already sealed and settled.
Okay.
You'll be given a copy. And another mistake people make is they feel all churches are marriageable centers. No. They are licensed church for marriage.
They are licensed.
The registrar would give them a license certificate for that church to be able to carry out that performance.
So you cannot just marry at a CAC?
No.
So you mean if they don't have...
if it is not licensed, that paper is just a paper. It's not a marriage certificate. Except you go to certify it.
Again?
Yes.
Okay.
So there is an exception to that also. So having known the things that you need to get married with, now let's go to what happens after the marriage. Now you're settled. Now you're in. And then things do not go.
You can't go yet. Let's still come back there.
Okay.
I have one more question.
All right.
There is something called prenup.
Okay.
I used to hear it in American films and stuff like that. I made a little research about it on ChatGPT. That prenup, is it everywhere? Or is it mandatory? Yeah, that's 2. You know, I said, is it everywhere? Is it mandatory? And the third question is it a must?
Okay. Prenup is not a must.
Okay.
It is not mandatory. It is voluntary.
Okay.
It is at the caprices of both couples that, okay, before we get into this marriage, let us settle this agreement.
Okay.
Prenup is like a contractual agreement.
Okay.
And the law would not interfere into an agreement that two adults that are aware are making.
Okay.
It is the agreement.
Okay.
Once we divorce or death comes in, how should we share this property? How should we share this money? How do we maintain finance? How do you support me even if you're not marrying me again? This is a contractual agreement. It has nothing to do with the Marriage Act. The Marriage Act is silent about prenup. Okay. So prenup is a voluntary agreement between both parties.
Okay.
Signed and sealed, and then it will become exhibitable in court that we already entered into this agreement before this marriage, and now we are not into this marriage again. In fact, it makes the job of the job of the court faster. That they've already itemized how they want to settle their property. Okay, they want to go their separate ways. Fine.
Let's do it like that.
We agree.
Okay.
So it's not a condition under the Act. The Act does not even allow it, because the law is saying that you should not enter into marriage on duress, on fraud, or on any illegal means. But if both adults say, okay, we are adults, we know what we want to do, there is consent, why not? We will give you the floor. You can do what you want.
Is it advisable? Because trust me, I'm gonna speak for women. And when I say I'm gonna speak for women, I love men. I love you guys. I'm sorry. But now, I'm gonna speak on behalf of women. Yeah? Especially, thank you, especially a relationship where the lady is like this and the man is like this. And by like this, I mean higher status, higher salary, higher income, and etc. Do you understand?
Yeah.
I will advise it. And the reason why I'm going to advise it is not so you will say what is mine or what is yours. When we are in that relationship, is ours. The prenup is not for when the marriage is still sweet and going well. It's for when when you will be your father's, you bear your father's name, I will bear my father's name. That is what the prenup is there for. And if we're already going through divorce, really, you're going on your own, go and work for yourself. Do you understand? Yeah. I'm going to advise it to be signed, because if we are not together anymore, you don't need to be chopping from my estate. You don't need to be chopping from my assets. You do your thing, I do my thing. But is it, me, I'm just speaking for my own. Yeah, you can speak for, if you think it's not advisable, I'm not advising you. You don't need to take my advice. But it is advisable for you to sign a prenup, especially as a strong woman, especially as an hardworking woman, especially when you have a fortete as your husband. I will advise you to sign a prenup, because it is not because of now. Yeah. It is not even because of divorce now. It's because of if you pass away. If you know you have that man that you cannot trust, well, these are the things you are supposed to have figured out before getting married. Because now, your marriage is already doing 15 years anniversary. How do you want to give your husband prenup certificate to sign? These are the things you have to put in check before getting married. So now imagine you have a fortete as a husband. And by a fortete, I'm talking about a man that is doing Kasu Kaji Enterprises. And by Kasu Kaji Enterprises, I'm talking about a man that will just sit down and you will be watching. It's just going to be Netflixing and chilling. You have to sign a prenup. If not, when you pass away, your children will suffer. That man is going to lambagas. Oh God. See, he's going to spend that money faster than it ever came in.
Yeah.
Signing a prenup doesn't mean you don't love your husband.
Definitely.
No, right. If your husband even loves you, he should have no problem about signing the prenup. It's not supposed to be a conversation that is open for a big misunderstanding that you now be like, why do you want to sign a prenup? So you don't trust me. This has nothing to do with trust issue. This is 2026. You have to sit right. And this might be because of the type of partner that you have, or because you want to secure your children's future. So nobody is just going to squander that wealth, that asset, when you're gone. Because a lot of people think about prenup and think about divorce. Yes. How about when you pass away? How do you want your assets secured? Yeah? Who is getting it?
Very right.
What is gonna happen to it? Now, prenup shouldn't be a form of mistrust or misconduct.
Yes.
It should just be an assurance. Do you understand?
Right.
That should be your safe space. Everybody deserves to have a safe space. And I know some people might be there and say that she's bitter. Don't sign a prenup now. Is it my asset?
People enter into marriage for several reasons.
Right?
For several reasons. So you have to protect yourself first. Especially, just like you said, if you have the upper hand. This is how the property would go. And it's not just in divorce cases, just like you said. It's even after death, what should happen?
What should happen?
Sometimes even both couples might not be alive anymore. What would happen to those children? Who will maintain them?
That prenup.
You can put anything into the prenup.
Into it.
Even the children maintenance, how many children we want to have. It can be an agreement.
Yes.
How do we take care of these children? How do we take care of our finances? How much percentage do you bring? Prenup is just like, let's talk before we get into this marriage.
Before we get into the marriage, let us have
a conversation. The Marriage Act does not make it binding, but the Marriage Act will not contradict an agreement
between both.
That's just it.
And as long as you have
free will,
an official officiate it, that makes it official.
Very, very official.
Thank you for
legal and binding.
Thank you for clearing that.
Yes.
I watched one episode, The Big Bang Theory. I don't know if anyone has watched it. Sheldon is one character in The Big Bang Theory. And Sheldon is not just educated, he's very smart.
Wow.
Sheldon is extremely, like, if every average human being's IQ is 160, I think Sheldon should have like 200. Like, he's really that smart. So, everything Sheldon does, there is a contract for it. Sheldon has landlord-tenant contracts.
Wow. He
has roommates contracts. Yes, I'm coming, Destino. He has friends contracts. You will sign contract. If you want to be Sheldon's friend today, you will sign. You will put your name, your information, how our friendship will be. Is going to be inside contract. So, if you do one thing that is not inside the contract, Sheldon will go and bring out the contract and show you that you signed. You read the contract before signing it. I think we should talk about, before you sign any contract, read it too.
Yes.
You understand? Especially in marriage.
Yeah.
Because you can go and have a partner now that will trick you into signing away your assets. You say, drunk in love. I'm a drunk in love. Anyway, Trace, Sheldon has girlfriend contracts. The girl has to sign how often are we seeing, how often do we go out, and etc. And we are not allowed to opt out of the relationship. We have to dissolve it normal. Do you understand? Now, such contracts, we've talked about prenup. What are the other things that could be done during the marriage to secure one or two? And when I mean secure, I'm trying to not really play with people's emotion that they would then think marriage should be about contracts. Do you understand? But this is 2026. We have to make research, learn more, so we know what to do and what not to do. The prenup is not like a certificate or a contract for you to lose trust in your partner, because someone that you can't trust, do not marry. And someone that can't trust you should not marry you. And that is not what the prenup should be based on. What other things? Is there any contract according to Nigerian law, or do you understand? Like, you have to sign. If you cheat on me, you are going to go to jail. Sign now. Is there something
There's
like
nothing
that?
like that.
Are you sure?
There's nothing. No,
there's
nothing like that.
On behalf of somebody like us,
there's nothing like that.
None.
There's nothing. Just that prenup. And the merit the court gives you and the Marriage Act that if you commit adultery, you have 5 years imprisonment. So you should be happy with that. That my spouse is going to jail once he commits adultery.
These people don't fear jail because a lot.
How do you even prove adultery? That's another topic entirely.
In marriage or in life?
In marriage.
in marriage.
How do you prove adultery?
By a man or by a woman?
Any of the above. When you get to the court, you now put the picture. My lord, I saw him sleeping with my husband. This is an evidence. I saw the chat. I saw this.
They make video.
Adultery. There has to be another witness there. Another party seeing how they are doing kolobi.
Don't let us do that one.
That's why I'm not going into law now. I'm not going to evidence.
Wait first. Wait. When if I see my spouse and another girl inside one video, is that not adultery?
You will bring it to the court and you prove it as an evidence.
They will make video. It's God of the catcher.
You
catch
them, but not just on a text message that I saw him said I love you. I love you. You can say I love you to anybody.
So you see, you have to catch them.
Catch them very well. Everything. Keep them as evidences. The videos, the audios, everything.
Have the evidence. Chakam. You know what you do? Do you know what you are doing? You are capturing the moment.
Even when your husband impregnates another person, or even when your wife is pregnant for another man. So how do you prove that that child is not yours? Until the child comes out and you get the DNA of that child.
God bless you for this topic that you talked about. I want us to talk about that DNA. I want us to talk about the DNA. DNA, is it mandatory under the law?
It's not mandatory.
What can we do to make it mandatory?
Except the legislature puts it into law.
Yeah, can we protest for that? There is a reason for me asking.
Yes.
There's a reason for me asking.
What is your reason?
It will expose both sides. That kind of act should be put in the act. And the reason is because women will sit right, men will sit right.
Yes.
Now, women will sit right in the sense that you know when you sleep around, immediately that child is giving birth to. Draw sample, do DNA.
Yeah.
When you have that at the back of your mind, you will not marry somebody that you don't love and go and get pregnant for somebody that you love.
Exactly.
You know that is for women.
Yes.
Now, for men, sample taken, DNA proven, that is your child. You take care of that child.
Take responsibility.
Wait, let's even leave DNA now. Is there any act under the act that mandates men to do their responsibility?
It is only under maintenance when it's divorce. Apart from divorce, there is also something like that. They call it restitution of conjugal rights.
Okay.
Restitution of conjugal rights means I am asking the court to ask my husband or to ask my spouse to carry out his fatherly responsibility. Not just fatherly responsibility. If you have a spouse that has not been sleeping with you for a while, that is called conjugal rights. Financial responsibility, sexual intercourse, everything you're supposed to do as a husband, you can ask for it. Okay. The law allows for it.
Okay.
So we are safe.
Okay, that's good.
If you're a husband and then you leave your wife, you do not touch her, you do not perform your responsibility, the law is waiting for you to make sure you do your conjugal rights. You're not running away.
I like that one. So you see, wait, is there? Don't let me ask this one.
Okay.
But wait. Under the act, you know that one about the performing. Under the act, is it under the act that there is amount of time that you have to be doing it weekly? That if you don't do it in that amount of time, under the act, you shall be jailed, because that act is an act that is supposed to be jailed for.
There's nothing like that, of course.
Okay. But if you don't do it,
yes,
you can be sued.
You can be sued.
Ladies, say power.
If he's not giving you woto.
Say power.
Sue him.
Can you hear it? So which means your man decide to not do his manly duty.
Yes.
Please.
Restitution of conjugal rights.
Can you hear it?
Shotigbo,
you just go under paragraph kinikon. There is one act that forbids this act.
Exactly.
So you are laying right now watching this beside daddy. Play this in his ear, daddy. If you don't perform your manly duty, you can be jailed. As a matter of fact, you can be sued. Do you want to be sued? Oh yeah, start.
So yes, that's it for restitution of conjugal rights. And before getting married also, I think one important thing you need to do is medical examination. Whether the person is an HIV/AIDS positive person, he has epilepsy or any communicable disease, because those stand as the ground for dissolution of marriage. On the other hand, So if you do not do all these tests and you get
Before.
married, yes, you do not carry out whether what do they call this test again? Whether the child is AA marrying AS
Blood
and all the
group.
blood group genotype. You didn't carry out all those tests, and then you get married to someone, and then you are having a child that has disability. Who is to be blamed?
Who is to be blamed?
The child suffers it. The child will go through all that trauma.
Yes.
We have child that has disability.
Yes.
Because you're not doing the duty you're supposed to do. So is the child meant to pay for that offense? No.
No.
Carry out HIV test. Go to the marriage registry also. The name of the person you want to get married to. Go and ask.
Is he married to somebody
Exactly.
else?
Do you have these records that this person has gotten married before? You can do your search. Even in land registry, we go to land registry and make sure that this land has not been sold to another person. So you can go to marriage registry too. Try to know the location of where that person is living. Though you cannot go to Ikoyi, go to some local government, make your research. Just try to know and then ask questions about within his family. You can act like someone who is not even the wife or someone who wants to get married to that. I'm calling from this company. We want to employ this person, and then on his CV he said he's married. We want to confirm that the information is giving us is true. You can do several things to confirm.
Okay, you know, now I don't want us to just talk about divorce alone, because a lot of people will say it's because I'm single. That is why I want them to be single. Yeah. What are the other things? Like for instance, now, yeah, if husband and wife are business partners, what are the precautions, right? That's correct, right? What are the steps to take for business between spouse? Husband and wife having a business together. Husband and wife having a joint account. If I have a joint account with my partner and my partner pack all the money and abscond, what can I do? Yeah. And that's number I was saying about business between husband and wife.
Yeah.
How can we tackle that aspect? I'm talking about LD home now. When partners want to decide to start a business together, what are the things to be done, like according to the law? Yeah.
Okay. So the law does not talk about in particular husband and wife or couples having a business together. The law does not have a business with that. The law is just so concerned about the constitution of the marriage and what happens later. But in the commercial sense of it, getting a business, having a business with your partner, right? You would do a CAC document establishing that company. There's a profit sharing method that you can agree to.
And put in place,
just like prenups too. Just like you said, the story of Sheldon, there is nothing you can't put into agreement. Once we are making money on this business, the profit is coming in, we are getting funds, this is how we share it. This is the profit sharing method. And most times it's not just couples that are in a marriage, in a business. You have other directors, shareholders. There are shareholders there are directors there. So there is a profit sharing method. So the Marriage Act does not concern itself with whatever business you want to have. Just be smart. If you want to go into an agreement with your husband, and you've seen the kind of person your husband is, or where he's tending to, and unfortunately, it is when you get into marriage you see the attitudes of people. You don't get to know people all along. Possible. So to save yourself of stories that touch the heart, just do some little agreements to protect your business, to protect your shares, especially if you already see that your husband has this sign of adultery shaking up and down. Protect yourself, protect your children. When you are buying a property, buy it together in your name.
I wanted to ask about the property.
You buy it together in your name.
Together, so he has access to it.
You also
have access to it.
So don't let him tell you, what is yours is mine. No, let it just be my name being. No, don't buy that story.
Always sign. Always have a contract.
Both of you, Mr. and Mrs. Badamosi, bought this Badamosi Cecilia, Badamosi Oladipupo bought this property
together.
Not Mr. and Mrs. Who is Mr. and Mrs.?
There's no Mr. and Mrs.
Let it be clear. Point blank. Exactly.
So and not Mr. and Mrs. Mr. Badamosi Anifowose. Exactly. Mrs. Badamosi Suberu. Like that. let them write it so they know it's you
Yes,
and you.
no, and your husband, exactly.
Because is and has,
Benny.
is and has. You know what they call is and has, which means ours, his and hers.
Yeah, and then it will be easier to transfer the property to your children. It will be like a deed of gift to your children. It won't be a deed of assignment or a deed of conveyance or a deed of sale. It's a deed of gift to your children.
Deed of gift.
It's coming from the couple. It's coming from the parents. So you don't need to do much transferring it to your children.
Okay. Now let us talk about domestic violence in relationship. Take for instance, now I have a spouse that his love language is uppercut. Yeah, if you want to wake the spouse in the morning, and we're already married, and the wife don't want to leave that relationship, what can be done? Like, can I just take my husband? I'll just take him to the police station, tell them they should just keep him there, or maybe take him to soldier barracks. You know, soldier barracks here, their own is different from police. Now go the year, they know the year come. Like under the law now, yeah, you know, I'm asking two questions in one.
Okay.
I was talking about domestic violence, yeah. If the husband is always beating the woman, how can she protect herself under the law?
Okay.
And there is no evidence, especially when there is no evidence. But there are a lot of evidence.
There
I think
will
it will
be
state.
evidence.
That's number one. Number two. What was the number two? I'm coming. I talked about the domestic violence. Number two, like, if my husband do anyhow now, yeah, and I take him to soldier barracks, that they should just beat him small, can he sue me?
He can sue you.
That they beat him small?
Because you're taking law into your hands.
I'm not the one that beat him, he's a soldier.
You're taking laws into your hands. It's just like the story of a landlord that said, leave my house, and you're not leaving. And it took soldiers there to evict you.
Then I can sue the landlord.
You will sue the landlord.
Okay.
Exactly. So it's the same thing that is happening.
So if I just say that, like now, I heard the story of one celebrity that they say that the wife went to lock him up. Yeah. As the husband now come out now, can the husband then go and sue the wife that it was her that said they should lock me up?
If there is evidence that there is battery and assault, which is the domestic violence that you said, she can go and report him to the police. It is now at the police discretion
for
to
them
lock
to know
him
what to
up.
do.
Exactly.
Okay.
Then file charges against him in court.
Okay.
If you want to go criminal.
Okay.
But if you don't want to go criminal, you want to go through divorce, it will be civil.
Okay. Okay, I like that. Now let's talk about that domestic violence in a relationship.
So domestic violence is a topic that affects women around the globe, right? But most especially in Africa, because we believe women are meant to be victimized, subdued, subjected, submission and all that. You use so many Bible quotes to hold women down. Well, what are you doing as a man to be better? Is it just a woman to be submissive? Oh yeah, it's submission, submissive. Yes, a woman has to be submissive. But then a man, the Bible says love your wife. If you love your wife, you won't even think of raising your hands up and inflicting domestic violence against her.
Inflicting pain.
Right? So under the Marriage Act, there is one of the grounds for dissolution of marriage says that this marriage has broken down irretrievably. And the spouse is not expected to live with that kind of person. So you can come under grounds and dissolve the marriage that this man is a beater. I'm not doing anymore. It's not just only adultery you can come under. You can come under this domestic violence, and it's classified as both parties are the marriage has broken down irretrievably, and the other spouse has found it uncontrollably to live with the other partner. Okay.
Now, the act in the act, yeah, there is divorce.
Yeah.
What other thing is in the act that can help marriages?
Good. Here we have void marriage, voidable marriage, constitution, restitution of conjugal right, like I told you before. Yeah. So now, if you have a husband who has deserted you, or a wife who has deserted you, you can sue that wife. You can sue that husband for deserting you. The desertion should be 1 year immediately preceding the petition of that divorce.
Okay.
Or 2 years immediately preceding, or 3 years immediately preceding. Then if you've left your wife for 7 years, it is presumed you are dead. You are not alive anymore. So there's a presumption of death after 7 years. that this person is not living anymore. Because how would you leave a woman
for 7 years?
Especially those living abroad and those living in Nigeria. Oh, I've left my wife in Nigeria, or I've left my husband abroad. You didn't go there to see your husband. And another woman takes him. It's gone.
It's gone.
What's in law? Because she can also come under that act and say that my partner has not been living with me for the past 1 year, for the past 2 years, so we are separate. There is something called judicial separation again. Even if you don't want to divorce, both of us, we are married, but would stay far away from each other. You perform your duties. You give my children money for maintenance. You give me money for food. If you want to come and sleep with me, you want to come and make love to me, you can come, but we can't live together in the same house. So the law does not really want you people to separate, but you people can still be together.
Try to make it work.
Even before divorce, you have to go through resolution, reconciliation. The law makes it so hard because they try to bring people together, because they know a broken home is a broken society. So the law tries to bring people together.
That's why they say that you have to wait 1 year or so before you can officially. And that 1 year law is not just in Nigeria,
it's abroad as well.
Okay, as a matter of fact, Einbürgerung is called this like current affairs exam in Germany. It's a part of the question there. How long do you have to wait for your divorce to be finally finalized?
You have to wait for 1 year after you've presented the divorce, because the court is trying to see if both parties can reconcile. After waiting for 1 year, and then a decree means judgment. A judgment is given. That judgment won't still take effect.
It still take a while before
until
it takes
3
effect.
months after. That is when they now call it decree absolute. There's a decree, there's a decree absolute. So you have to wait. So within that 3 months before the decree becomes absolute. So if your husband comes back and said he wants to resolve, he wants to resolute, the court will allow him. So all those 1 year you've waited for, all those 3 months is a waste.
It's a waste.
Because they want you to be together. So now if the marriage act is so intentional about couples being together, what efforts are you as a married man, as a married woman, putting into your marriage to work?
To make it work.
What efforts are your family members putting into it to make it work? In Africa, the marriage act itself is saying because the marriage is the prime factor of the society. The marriage builds everything. The child you produce, everything we produce. You know, when we were young, our parents would tell us, if you see something on the floor, it's not yours, don't pick it. When your father is trying to correct you or chastising you, your mom won't talk, say, no, dada. But when the home is broken, some homes are broken by choice and some are broken by circumstance. We can't hold that. It's God doing His thing. Life does not go in a circle way. So as much as the Marriage Act is trying to protect marriage, we should also try to make marriage work. But you as a couple, what are you doing? Marriage is about forgiveness. It's about perseverance. It's about accommodation. It's a lot. And marriage is not for children. It's in the sense that, exactly, in the sense that by the time you come into the realities of marriage, you might not even be able to stand the test of time. Is it pressure from your family members? Is it pressure sometimes that the woman can't even have a child or conceive? The presumption. During the lotto during most times. So I don't want to go too much into, but then if the Marriage Act can be so intentional about marriage, then what more of we?
And what work are we putting into
it? So many people you hear now, I'm scared of getting married. I'm scared of it. Marriage is a beautiful institution.
But what are you getting married to? How are you getting married? What is your mindset? How prepared are you? Are you ready to do the work? Are you ready to put in the effort?
Exactly. Love, I don't know. Love does not fade, but it stands its test of time.
Okay. Thank you very much for your insights. Thank you very much for sharing with us. It's not easy to be a barrister. It's not easy to be a barrister because, and all these things, you have to make research. Today we did not just talk about teenage marriage. We talked about other things.
Yeah.
But when you don't make research about one thing, you can't know a lot. And you have to stay woke. You have to know your rights. You have to know what to do. I'm going to try to bring Barrister back on the show so we will talk about other things, because today we're able to pick a few from acts.
Marriage Act.
Marriage acts, yeah.
And matrimonial causes act.
And yes, yeah, but there are so many other things that you have to stay woke about, that you have to stay learned, you have to stay up for. Do you understand? You have to know your right from your wrong. And honestly, you have to know your rights. And when you are standing on your rights, you have to stand on your rights. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope with this little point of ours, we have been able to convince and not confuse you that make research, ask questions, sign contracts if possible. But whatever it is you have to do, you have to build your marriage. You have to help your marriage. And whatever it will take for you to help your marriage is whatever you have to do. See, according to the Marriage Act, they have done their own.
Yeah.
But the much work is with you. If your marriage is fixable, fix it. If it isn't, run. It's either you live with your leg or you live in a body bag. You have to pick one. Do you understand?
Yeah.
If you want to live with your leg, watch this episode. There are so many ways you can file for a divorce.
Yeah.
The major thing we talk about in Africa is adultery. You hear now, aside adultery, there is domestic violence, there is negligence,
there is
desertion,
yeah.
There is
consummation of conjugal rights,
there is even sickness.
Yeah.
Do you understand? There are so many reasons.
Exactly.
Now you cannot make research for yourself. You've heard enough here. Please listen and listen good. If your marriage is fixable, fix it.
Mm-hmm.
The law has provided so many ways that you can fix your marriage with. Now there is even therapy. See, some people say black people don't do therapy. Wait, is it because we are black makes us different? Like, therapy is actually good. Because sometimes it's good to talk. You do not need a therapist to have therapy. Sometimes you might be your own therapist. Therapy is good. If you can fix your marriage, the Marriage Act has drawn out some acts.
Yeah.
Aside that, there is therapy. Aside that, there is you making it work. But now, there is domestic violence, negligence, sickness, whatever it is. You've heard ways that you can live with your leg. If you are not using any of these ways, you will live in a body bag. And it will not be on your own. It will be somebody carrying you. So, make haste. It's either you live with your leg or you live in a body bag. But know this, no marriage, I repeat, no marriage is worth you living in a body bag for. No relationship, no man, not any woman. We've heard about so many ways that we can prevent working out in a body bag. Yeah? But a lot of people don't want to work out in a body bag. They need someone they can trust, someone that can enlighten them, someone that can guide them and put them through, someone that can tell them their rights and help them get their rights. Yeah? Please, tell us where we can get such help in Nigeria.
In Nigeria, there are NGOs.
Okay.
the court is available to you.
Okay.
The police station is available to you. There is domestic violence also in. I'm trying to remember this place where it's situated in Alausa.
Okay.
Yes, there is an institution for it,
Okay.
for any domestic violence
Okay.
issues related matter. But the court is your best friend.
Okay.
You can always go to the court. And if you have any inquiries, consultation, you want to know about marriage and all, you can always contact me. Sometimes people are afraid to meet with a lawyer because they feel it's expensive. But then we have social media handles where you see several lawyers. You can make your inquiries, you can ask questions. For me, I am SS_Fauzia on Instagram. You can make your inquiries, you can ask me questions as related not to just only marriage. You have landed properties you want to sell, you want to buy, you have contractual issues, you want your company to be registered, company registration, issues with shareholders, the directors, anything regards law. Admiralty,
that's what you're for.
yes, every legal field.
And the funny thing is, everybody needs to have a personal lawyer. Everybody. So when anything is going to happen like this, when you look for your phone, you have to.
And ignorance of the law is not an excuse.
It's not. Me, mama. Oti datan.
Shetiri.
Oti datan.
Shetiri.
But when you already know about it,
Exactly.
let down on you.
Exactly.
Do you understand?
Exactly.
And there are a lot of cases where you've been abused or misrepresented or misconducted and etc. You need your lawyer's view.
Exactly.
Before you sign that contract, have a lawyer.
Exactly.
I want to have you again on the show.
You're most welcome, ma'am.
Because I want us to not just talk about marriage now. I want us to talk about life contract. I want us to talk about life contract. Especially before you sign any documents. You have to be careful before signing any contract with anybody. You have to get your lawyer to read. Don't read yourself. Exactly. I'm telling you. You see all those paragraph hyphen 32 act 8 section 2b law degree. You can't understand it. It's not your job. That is why you should have a lawyer. That's why we call them the law.
There are hidden clauses in the agreements that will even put you in trouble. And
then you don't know.
With your hand. And
you don't know.
When the AC of this house spoils, I'm going to buy double AC. You've
already you don't sign it. You don't understand?
Exactly.
And the thing is, it's not by who is right. It is always by who has the loudest voice.
Exactly.
See, I have watched too many suits, Lincoln lawyer, for me to know all these things. It is never by who is right. It is always by who has the loudest voice. Now, on your own, you cannot have the loudest voice because you do not even know what paragraph 8, apostrophe Act 2, section B8, what. You don't know what it is. That is why you need to have a lawyer. See, there is lawyer for every category. You don't need to pick son. You can start.
Exactly.
You want to start a business? Do not start alone. Start with a lawyer. Let your brand as a lawyer. When your brand as a lawyer, if anybody is writing you letter, it shouldn't be you responding. It should be your lawyer. These are the mistakes that we are making in 2026 and it has to stop. You are going into a contract with someone. Before you sign, let your lawyer view it. Let your lawyer draft it out. Have a lawyer. You are not a criminal, even me too. But have a lawyer. And lawyer is not just for crimes.
Yes. Exactly.
They are for mistakes, they are for suing, they are for this, they are for that, they are for being careful, they are for your business, they are for ideas, reading your rights to you, letting you know your rights, how it should be, and etc. So now you are looking for a lawyer. You've heard her speak. See me, it's very hard for you to convince me. I'm not easily pleased. And I am truly pleased with her.
Thank you.
So are you looking for a law firm that would stand for you, represent you you are going through a divorce, you want to get married, you want to start a business, you want to sign a contract, you want to do anything, have a lawyer in your corner. So police are trying to harass you, call your lawyer. Do you understand? Always have your lawyer's number on speed dial. So somebody is trying to ride you, your lawyer will be able to fight for you, especially in the cases where you cannot fight for yourself. That is what lawyers are there for. Ladies and gentlemen, you need a lawyer, she's there. What is your law firm's handle?
It
What's
says
your handle?
First Solicitors.
Okay.
First Solicitors. Is
First Solicitors.
Yes,
Where
it's
is
at
it?
Montgomery, Yaba.
At Yaba. She's situated at Yaba.
Montgomery, Yaba. But then you can always contact me on Instagram. I'm more viable there.
On Instagram.
My Instagram name is ss_Fauzia.
We'll put it in
The SS is Shanu Shadi _
Okay.
Fauzia. So you can easily get me there before coming to the law firm.
Okay, you've heard it. So you need a standby lawyer. So here you are. Please use her well. She's my lawyer. Do you understand? Tread careful. Emma Loyo, I still need some expertise. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you have heard that if your spouse cheats on you, you can sue him. 5 years imprisonment.
Now they sweet you.
I don't like the idea of getting into a relationship where I'm being honest with you and you're lying. That one too is liable for suing under the law. So if you want us to be cheating on each other or lying to each other, don't worry, two can play the game. Yeah. But I'm coming correct, and you think you want to be an adulterous soul. The fear of God in the Bible is not old enough to give you beginning of wisdom. Don't worry, you can be sued. 5 years, ni bear. I hope with this little point of ours, we've been able to convince and not confuse you that legal acts, having a lawyer, knowing your rights, working out with your leg, and not in body bag. I hope you have come to a lot of understanding that all these things, the work starts first with you. Before your lawyer, it starts with you. Before your doctor, your spouse is committing adultery, it can get 5 years. Your spouse gives you disease, it can be sued. You understand? It's not just adultery. Sickness is there. There are so many things. Barrister Shade is there to help you. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning into this week's episode. I want to take out time to appreciate my guest. You see wisdom, have it. You get why. Thank you very much for sharing your insights. Thank you very much for coming on BBL Show. We hope to see you again because we have to hear more. You know, we have talked about marriage, what's it called? There are still a lot of people I want to sue. I want to sue a lot of people, but we'll talk about it in another episode. Right. Ladies and gentlemen, do not change the dial. It's BBL Show, baby. It's BBL or nothing. And you have to listen to this. You have to be bold, to be blunt, to be loud. And you know why you have to be loud? It's Sorosoke season. So now for all the people that used to keep quiet, BBL is the voice of the voiceless. Here you get to hear the gist, the info, the way out and the way in. So do not change the dial. Stick with us every week as we bring up more amazing guests, treat more amazing topic. And I hope to see you again next week because if I don't see you now, please. Let me see you next week. Thank you very much for watching this week's episode. Stay blessed, stay jiggy, stay hydrated, and stay peaceful. Bye. From Nigeria, we did worldwide. Let me hear you say we go to